Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to the week starting April 12th, 2021. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there that if you are on my Patreon, thank you very much for being a supporter. By the way, the door just shut on its own. Anyway, it happens. If you are a part of my Patreon, thank you. But also that the weekly bonus astrology report is going to be up here this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And also, remember we are doing double readings now, so each segment of this spread has 2 cards, okay? So, what is going on when it comes to the astrology I want to talk about in this episode? Well, this week, on the 12th itself, on Monday, we've got a new moon, which is actually falling in Aries, your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, self-generated income, and intimacy. It's one of those houses that doesn't know what it wants to be. And it's actually forming a very strong sextile to Mars, which is in Gemini, your 10th house of career, upward mobility, promotions, the mark you want to make on the world, your legacy. And with this new moon, we are seeing a 2-week window open up, right? Because a new moon, any kind of lunation, 2 weeks in influence, is actually gonna, create a window where we are able to actually grow our income through some kind of extra that is coming our way. Now, whether this is an increase to our sales or commissions, incentive programs, tips, or maybe this has to do with a side hustle or a side project that is going through a big boost as well. This is actually promoting you, in a sense, to get into more competitive areas and do some more competitive work in your field. Mars in your 10th house is also going to be activated to help you break some kind of glass ceiling or containment or gatekeeping that maybe has been around in your field. Maybe it's a trend that needs to change. We're seeing a lot of trends from the last few years go through a lot of transitions, thank goodness. And we're also seeing that this Mars energy is also going to allow you to keep building on this additional income or this supplemental income as well, even beyond this 2-week window. When it comes to your cards, for your spiritual themes, you've got the Hermit upright and the Emperor in reverse. And this week, the Hermit card is indicating that it's a time for a lot of you Virgo people to be actually giving energy and attention to things that are actually a part of your own personal growth, your own personal journey. Where have we gotten maybe a bit too involved in other stories and other paths that could be going on parallel to us, or maybe, our life has kind of become a little bit too entangled with friends or even partners to a certain degree, right? We've all got our own journeys, and even when it comes to the closest friendships, closest family relationships, and closest partnerships, we all still have our own growth and evolution to go through, and a lot of this week is putting you in that space. I'm also seeing the Hermit as giving you a gift of being set apart from a lot of maybe crowds that you have gotten maybe obscured by or drown out by. So you're getting a chance to also stand on your own, to hold your own. When it comes to the Emperor card in reverse, I am seeing that a lot of you Virgo people are also going to be witnessing the downfall of a lot of maybe structures and rules that have, for whatever purpose, in the case of the Emperor card reversed, I don't feel like it was overwhelmingly positive, but maybe just for context, were rules that you lived by. Rules that could have been imposed, again, old traditions, maybe standards and practices, things going on in your field, a lot of things that have been staples in your life. In particular, things, though, that I feel like were staples that you didn't like, you just kind of timed your watch to it, learned to mow around it, are actually going away. We're kind of seeing this situation where the overseer or the warden or the boss lady or whoever is out of the picture this week, which is actually giving you a lot of freedom to do a lot of good reform in all of these areas of your life as well. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your job, and your finances, you've got the Ace of Pentacles upright and the Temperance card reversed. And with the Ace of Pentacles upright, I am seeing, yes, a lot of you Virgo people are going to be feeling very comfortable in terms of material resources because we have a new avenue of income actually making itself very secure in your life. Or if it's not a new avenue of income, there may be something that has been small that is going through a bit of a burgeoning process, now coming into a space of maturity and starting to manifest a lot more liquidity for you and making things all around a lot easier, a lot more comfortable. In fact, with the Temperance card reverse, things are becoming so comfortable that it does look like a lot of you are taking some time to transition from maybe something that you have kept up that you are no longer compatible with, but you had to do it in order to actually maybe go places in your field, go places in your job, or maybe it's something where you felt like you had to do it to make ends meet, to stay on top of things. The Temperance card reversed and the Ace of Pentacles are saying this new income avenue, whether it be, again, something big coming through something on the side, or maybe even a new role, new job, breaking glass ceiling, this is something that we don't have to do anymore. We don't have to compromise our time or our energy or interact, with the spaces and people we don't want to interact with anymore, or provide the services, the time, or the schedule that really has kind of worn thin. And there's actually a bit of freedom here. I see detachment, the Temperance card reversed. There is no reason to continue your business or your work or financial practices with things that are not compatible with you. Maybe they never were, but now we don't even need to take it on as a compromise. As we get on to your communications with friends, relatives, other people in your life, again, platonic, the guys, the girls, we've got the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups in reverse. And with the Queen of Wands reversed, I am seeing that some of you may need to just be on the lookout for a bit of a pushy power grab that may be coming. I'm feeling with the Queen of Wands reversed, there may be something going on where somebody is attempting to maybe control an important decision or acquire a more influence in your life than they actually deserve or that they are eligible to handle well anyway. Because the Queen of Wands reverse is indicating somebody very, very pushy. And it may actually be that this person is doing it because, they're empty. Or it may be that this person is doing it because, well, they're not necessarily sure how they could go and do it for themselves. But what we get with the Queen of Wands reversed in most cases is a bully, is somebody that ultimately is trying to maybe do some social climbing, maybe ride on your coattails, or possibly have you apply your power for them because they don't have any, and they're doing it through maybe pushy or aggressive, not assertive, aggressive, and unpleasant tactics, unfair tactics, and you can shut them down. It's not something that you really need to entertain. As we get onto the Page of Cups reversed, I am also seeing some of you maybe finding that you're actually receiving a lot of positive attention this week from friends and from relatives that are reaching out to you, but they seem to be kind of showing signs that they don't really know you, that they don't really get you. And they're kind of giving you things that either, they think you would like, but you don't really like, or they're presenting things that have maybe been, maybe a case of mistaken identity. It's kind of like, I'm not the one who likes that. My brother's the one who likes that. Or why, you don't really know me at all. Like, I appreciate this. And there is sort of a weird evident lack of familiarity that may actually be a sign that there is a new way that we need to do these connections or these relationships. And you may be finding that this is becoming fairly insistent. I do get the sense that this is coming from a good place with these people. It's just not coming from a well-informed one. As we get on to your challenges this week, you've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords upright. When it comes to the Seven of Pentacles reversed, you really got to pay attention to when it's time to drop something. Let it go. It's not paying off, and you really don't need it anymore. And you don't need to see it through to the end. Because sometimes the Seven of Pentacles reversed is giving us an opportunity to drop out of something early before it's ended officially for other people. And this can indicate, group projects or contracts, investments, things like that. But with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, we also have to acknowledge for ourselves when something needs to go in another direction. This may be something that's a little bit hard to do because some other people might not necessarily be up to speed on what is happening here. They might not necessarily want to accept that something is not actually going the way it should. And it may take some time for them, but that doesn't mean you have to remain, right? We are getting rid of things that we're not compatible with, and we're not bargaining with it either. As we get onto the Five of Swords reversed, there's also a need to pay attention to where there are battles that don't need to keep on going. When I think about that Queen of Wands reversed, we just need to shut the situation down. And sometimes with the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords reversed, we might think it's irresponsible of us not to make the battle or the conflict a learning experience or an enriching experience for all involved. You're not responsible for straightening people out or making sure that they are somehow getting it or that their lives are enriched or changed for the better by having a fight with you. It's none of your business whether or not they're able to actually absorb that information. And the Five of Swords is indicating you may have some fights this week that you need to know that are just a sign that it's time to start letting things go, as opposed to maybe getting engaged with more energy loss yourself. Heck, very much in a Queen of Wands reversed way, some people pick fights as a way to get attention, right? Energy vampire, they feed off the discord and the distortion. They kind of, need that. They kind of confuse it with actual attention. You don't need to heal that person, and you don't need to beat that person. Just shut it down. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, we've got the Six of Pentacles upright and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Now, with the Six of Pentacles upright, a lot of you available Virgo people may be finding yourselves in a situation where you're going to not know exactly what you are looking for in terms of love and romance, because I'm seeing two of your types, and we all have more than one type. Heck, the astrology implies we all have three. Two of your types are in the picture, this week. And I feel as though it's okay for you to, play the field a little bit, see how you feel about either one. I do think that with the Six of Pentacles, it will be obvious which one is, you know, bringing you a future versus where another one might just be simply giving you nostalgia, something from your past. But you get a chance to actually experience this dynamic all at once this week. The Six of Pentacles is indicating that you may also be finding as well that because people are more interested in engaging in a more serious and soulful way, even conversations where we've been casually seeing people are also going into a place where we have to start making decisions about either getting more serious or what that future is going to look like. For those of you currently coupled, the Six of Pentacles is indicating a partner is actually going to be kind of coming around to something that you have had on the table for a while. If maybe you've been kind of wondering if they're going to get on board with you or if this is something you're doing on your own. I do see your partner actually starting to become a more active and engaged partner with many areas of your life, not just the relationship. Maybe more so than before. As we get on to the Eight of Pentacles reversed, I am also seeing that there's going to be some stumbles in love and romance this week, especially when it comes to maybe it feeling like a partner and you, or even somebody who's approaching you, is kind of off their game, and it's going to be very apparent. I do sense from this is that this has to do with everyone kind of adjusting to a learning curve that they've not necessarily been exposed to before. And I am getting this very, very strong sense to, just kind of let you know, Virgo, like this is not a time to be getting judgy or prissy or take things personally. Okay, you have been warned. Because with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it's showing that, everyone's hitting a new relationship territory that is just not familiar. And, one of the things I've observed, especially when it comes to a lot of relationship issues out there, is that some people live on hope and assumptions, and they don't really go through the learning process with each other. And this is a week where we don't have to necessarily do that, right? It's like the assumption that everyone has the same relationship values or the same love language or the same end game in mind or the same, anything. It's like that's crazy. We want to make sure that, we understand that this week with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it might feel like people are off their game even when they're flirting or trying to make a good first impression. And this might be one of those weeks where, you would want it as well, because I see you also doing it. Everyone's going to want to be like, hold on, can we rewind and let me try that again? It's okay. This is going to be a funny week, but I think it's actually going to be a very good, very educational. And you know what? I think it can be a silly, fun week. So that is what I've got for you, Virgo people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.